that I have started showing immunity to the AIDS virus. So now his theory was wrong with that. He ain't gonna even be able to wipe us all out with that. So I know he's really disappointed about that. Because that was his last shot.
They can't survive in a vegan atmosphere as well.
Right. No, they can't survive. They can sit and eat pork.
They have to eat pork. Hey, there are more white vegans than there are black vegans. What I'm saying, look at the way they look. Look at the way they look. Tell me, they look very, very, very destroyed now.
They could live, but they gonna get dead after a while.
Look, come on, man.
That's another agenda of white supremacy.
People always will.
To tell you that all people should be vegans.
Vegetables.
And that we all, because a vegan, they said vegan is somebody who don't eat honey. You know.
Because they don't believe in that the bees regurgitate.
It's all extremism.
Right.
If you really look at it. I mean, don't let them get extremists with their philosophies. Don't let us overlook that it's people that eat meat that live to be 90 or 100 years old. They trying to mess you up where you can't use your own sound right reasoning to look at what's going on. If you're eating a vegetarian diet and everything is going wrong with your body, you need to really look at that. No matter how healthy they say it is. If you're a vegetarian and everything's going downhill, then that's something you got to look at. Not saying that you need to go eat meat, but you might have to supplement that with some type of herbs. You see the point I'm making?
Right.
Because they're herbivores, meaning that they deal with herbs as well. You know, the animals that are vegetarian know how to eat the herbs, and herbs are very nutritious. You see what I'm making? So you see something like a chimpanzee or a gorilla that's a vegetarian, there's a lot of herbs in their diet. And some of them even eat insects. You see what I'm making? So we got to take all these things into consideration and not get caught up into his extremisms of saying, if you're not a vegan, you're going to die. That's to sell you a product.
That's their philosophies.
Because that means everybody who's not a vegan should be dead, and that there's no vegans in the emergency room right now. Do you understand what I'm making? There are vegetarians that are dying of cancer. It's a reality. There's vegetarians that are dying of colon cancer. Well, they say, well, that's because they ate meat a long time ago. Well, they said after you eat vegetables for a certain period of time, they should have cleansed your colon. So all of these utopic illusions about the perfect man is a form of Hitlerism. Because that's what Hitler wanted, the perfect race, the perfect diet, it's all an illusion. People's body types are different. They need different nutrients. You got some children that are born premature. A high protein diet might be the only thing that why they might survive. Do you see the point I'm making? So you can't take a premature person and say, well, we're going to be a vegan. You can't take somebody with a debilitating disease, a macular degenerative disease, and say veganism is going to be your solution. They'll shrivel up overnight. Do you see the point I'm making? So we got to take all of these different things into consideration and know that it's about survival. And know that black people are the most powerful surviving people in the world. If we can survive the transatlantic slave trade, eating that crap, then we already are built to survive. It's he who have these dietary concerns. We've survived off pork, chitlins, pig feet. We've survived off of that. Come on. And we think they're going to say something negative about us that we ate pork. If you can, in one statement we go and say, you know what, we're God. Listen to this. In one statement we go and say that we're divine.
Check this out, y'all.
In one statement we go and say that we're God beings. And that the nature of us is God. But in another nature we say, well, you can't eat meat. You're going to need to eat this to live. You need to live. A God is something that can transcend the elements of nature. I'm just keeping it real. We survived slavery because of the God in us. Not because of amino acid and protein content. Not because of the vegetables and spinach. We survived slavery because we were God bound. Do you understand the point I'm making? So you think that we're going to survive today off some vegetables? If we made it through the most atrocious, horrendous journey known to man, what did we eat then? Do you understand what I'm making? So it's not in the foods. It's in the knowledge of our ability to survive. You see what I'm making? And that's what it is about. You understand the point I'm making? It's not about dietary elitism or the perfect diet. Perfection is relative. You understand the point I'm making? It's relative to where you at. The perfect diet in Africa is this. The perfect diet in America is this. The perfect diet, it depends on where you're at. It depends on what you're doing. That's your perfect diet. Literally. They say, well, you should be a juicitarian and drink juices. I say, I'm not going to be standing in front of no damn juice all day. You know how long it takes to clean one of them juices? Literally, you'll be juicing all day. You'll be standing in front of that machine all day. Literally. You might as well get you a walker to sit by the juicer. Because you ain't going to get no exercise. So you have to find a dietary system that's complementary to your holistic well-beingness. And that ain't standing in front of a juicer all day. Do you feel the point I'm making?
Find out what works for you.
There you go. Some people think that they are going to escape fitness. That's what some of these vegans actually do think, these vegetarians think. That somehow they're going to eat their way around fitness.
Never mind.
You won't. People got diabetes because they hypoglycemia, because the sugar is going to their pancreas quicker than they can handle it, right? Because they're not burning off the sugar by exercising. So you cannot escape fitness.
Still get C now.
Bottom line. You want to have a powerful mind? Use it to beat this crowd. You can't just eat fish and think, oh, I got brain. No, you got a brain by using it. It's a philosophy called use or lose. Whatever you do not use, you will lose. It's the bottom line. So fitness is very important with health. You got old people talking about they're vegetarians, even yogis. They can't barely move, but they're proud of their diets. Because their whole health was wrapped up in sitting in front of a plate of food saying that I'm eating healthy.
Move, mud.
There you go. Healthy is an entire state of beingness, mentally, physically, spiritually. And I also said this. Health deals with your relationship to other people. You cannot go around being evil to other people and think you're going to be healthy. That's the European's biggest problem. He thinks he can eat his way to health. But not knowing his compassionate relationships to other human beings. Concern and love strengthens your immune system. Do you see the point I'm making? And if you walk around mad as hell and evil with the desire to oppress and destroy other people, you are really going to be in the worst state of health. Because mental health is reciprocal. You do for others, you feel good. Others do for you, you feel good. You do for others. So mental health is a reciprocal reality. Do you understand the point I'm making? You cannot have mental health without living in a reciprocal community. You follow what I'm making? It's based upon the camaraderie and the compassion of other human beings to keep mental balance among all the people in the society. If we knew that, we wouldn't even have no more mental institutions. Because if you look at the most mental people, they're the ones that are so far away from their families. You see the point I'm making? So far away from a tribal or community of people that care about them that they have become lost. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm about to go deep now. Because who you think you are is relative to your environment. The person that you think you are is the necessary person for your circumstance. Y'all know what I'm saying? I'm going deep now. People go over to war and fight for this European and lose their damn mind. Because they didn't know what having a mind was. Who you think you are is a stream of consciousness. It's not a solid. You're not a solid, you are a liquid. If we go among some gangbangers, we know how to talk to them. We're not gangbangers, though. You feel me? We don't get our message across, don't we? Because we're liquid anyway. We're in a liquid state that can adapt to survive. You follow what I'm making? We so busy trying to prove who we, show who we are, determine who we're going to be. But we really don't know who we are. You follow what I'm making? We have an adaptogenic type of fact as people. We're trying to study ourselves, but we don't know that the self that we're looking for is liquid. It takes on the necessary form. And I'm not talking about hypocrisy and being a hypocrite and being superficial, but I'm just talking about we naturally know how to bend and yield with the personalities of people among us to create a harmonious environment in our natural state. Do y'all feel the point like that? But if you on an individualistic trip trying to be who you are, you don't know how to bend and yield to create harmony and peace with other personalities. Thus, you got mental ill people walking around. Because a few soft words from someone who had mastered their interpersonal reality can bring an insane person right back instantaneously. Do you follow what I'm making? You hear people talk about they go and be among these gurus, and it's like I just was at peace. All my worries was taken away.
What?
So they had a sanity that was relative to that relationship with that higher evolved being. Ain't that deep? So Europeans escaped this stressful Babylonic world to go sit among peaceful people. Because peace and harmony is contagious. Do you follow what I'm making? So who we think we are is relative to our environments. Literally. If this person comes, we know how to change our vibration to be on a harmonious field. If you don't, you won't survive. You won't survive. The police come, we sound real radical now. Let the police pull you over. You know exactly what vibration to go into. You see the point I'm making? They say, no, I ain't the one. If you don't, you ain't gonna survive. Do you follow the point I'm making? So when you get too caught up into an idea of who you are, you really have a mental illness. And you really have become schizophrenic. Because you have separated yourself from your organic, fluid personality. Y'all follow what I'm making? You thinking that I gotta be this in all situations. Everybody's looking for this mental, consistent self that we was taught was supposed to exist. I'm a Muslim. Do you follow what I'm making? Oh no, I'm not a Muslim. I'm a this, I'm a that. We're looking for a consistent personhood that never even existed. Who we are is really like water. Do you follow what I'm making? And it's supposed to work with this thing. Yeah, it has a little power full of force. Water has power, but yet it bends and yields necessarily. So if you see yourself as a fluid reality, then you don't have this narcissistic egocentricness, this caught upness in who I am. Do you follow what I'm making?
What about the fire signs? And you got water signs, you got fire signs.
Absolutely.
You got earth
Fire is the same way. Fire can't burn everything. So the nature of fire and water are not even different.
To know yourself.
They're not even different.
You need to know.
To know self is not something solid. That's myself. When you work with people, depending on where they are, you got to realize this is all interactive. We're never an island to ourselves. We've never been with ourselves long enough to know who ourselves is. And the more we're alone, the less we will even need a self. Do you feel the point I'm making? The more you're alone, because your desire to identify who you are is relative to being among other people. I've been in total states of peace. And I'll go out, and people are like, well, do you believe in God? Like, damn.
Now you gotta answer some questions. And
You know what I'm saying? Now I have a self, and I'm not upset with them.
Their idea what you should be.
Come on. I'm not upset with them because I understand my responsibility to human beings. That's mature. I'm not going to say, damn it, I'm none of that. Leave me alone. I know what they need. What you want me to be? Okay, I'm Christian. Let's talk about that. You feel me? Let's get into that so we can work this out. So do you understand how the human being is we're naturally humanitarian servants in our realest nature? Because these personalities that we have actually are to serve people who we come in contact with. It ain't us. I don't want to talk about religion or Christianity or politics or none of that shit. But I know they need it. That's why they come to me with it. You understand what I'm making? And I'm humanitarian servant enough to say, maybe I can help stabilize this. Let me see what I can add to this. Do you understand what I'm making? So when we are so busy caught up into this self, we don't understand communal personhood. Do you see what I'm making? And communal personhood is the only way we're going to survive. Because some people think that I can have all my money and have all my shit and go live over here. But as soon as you get all your money and go live over there, you want to go and be among the most indigenous, poor people as you can. Where the real spot's at. Where the drugs at. The most richest white boys from the suburbs come to where the poorest people are to find drugs and find what's hip and what's cool. Because even they got to stay into what? The communal personhood. It's natural, you see what I'm making, for human beings to seek, to gravitate towards communal personhood. But if you so caught up in this narcissistic